In previous videos, I've discussed what it takes to create a quality Olympic bar and a quality Olympic plate. In this video, I'd like to discuss what it takes to build a quality dumbbell. Now, I've discussed the proliferation of commercial gyms before. I'm not a big fan of commercial gyms. I always believe that a gym owner should have been a competitive powerlifter, bodybuilder, or Olympic lifter, and then maybe he's qualified to own a gym. Not just some guy with some money that dreams of owning a gym. That's why they buy inferior equipment that fails. Okay? Now, the equipment industry is the same as the supplement industry. It's full of scammers, and they're going to buy the cheapest equipment that will allow them the greatest profit margin possible. Most of this equipment comes from places like China and so forth. So let's talk about what goes into and what you should look for in a quality dumbbell. One of the shortcuts that manufacturers take when building dumbbells is they'll try to weld two dissimilar metals together. They'll take a chrome handle and try and weld that to a cast iron dumbbell head, and when that weld melts, it melts the chrome and it mixes in with the weld, and it weakens the weld, and that's why when the dumbbells will drop, the heads break off. At the very least, what they could do is mask off that part, the ends of the handles, before they apply the chrome plating, so that there's no chrome present to mix with the weld as that handle is welded to the cast iron dumbbell head. That would take more time, though, and that's what they're trying to cut down on. They're trying to cut down on production time. They're trying to produce a dumbbell as quickly and as cheaply as possible. So they don't do that. It's best to avoid a weld totally. I mean, you don't want to have a welded dumbbell at all anyway. You want to have a mechanically attached head. Let's talk about that. Now, a mechanical connection, that's just simply a fancy term for using a bolt. And when you use a bolt, you can connect any two dissimilar steels or types of metal together, and you're not going to have a problem. Now, I'm a big fan of Ivanco and Eleiko. I think they're the best. They cost more, but they're going to last forever. They're not going to break. Okay, they're guaranteed. And I use the Ivanco publications for a lot of my source information. I don't make that a secret. I'm here to give out correct information with value. I'm not here to scam anybody. So I make I have no bones about admitting that I am influenced by Ivanco. Ivanco uses a 30 millimeter drop forge handle on their smaller dumbbells. On their larger dumbbells, they use a 35 millimeter handle, either made out of 1045 or a 4140 steel. So these are quality handles. Now, the outermost plate, it's called the end plate on a dumbbell, needs to be made from steel or ductile iron. Now, a cast iron end plate will break. So Ivanco does not use a cast iron end plate. Now, the hole in the end plate has to be have a tight tolerance. You don't want that plate to move around and be loose on that bar, and that can cause a failure as well. To the average person, cleanliness is not going to sound like a big deal, but it is when you're manufacturing a quality dumbbell. Before assembly, all the parts, all the threads, everything's got to be cleaned with a solvent and a brush and air dried. It's got to be dry in order to not break, okay? And then you have to apply a thread locker. They pay like $80 for a bottle of this thread locker. It's a heavy duty thread locker. You're not going to go to the hardware store and buy this thread locker. So you're beginning to see now what goes into a quality dumbbell. We're not finished yet. Another way that manufacturers save time and money is by having an oversized hole inside the handles to which the bolt is screwed into, and the oversized hole makes it quicker and easier to tap the threads. But you give up about 40% of your thread. You have to have an exact tolerance, a very tight tolerance on that hole to get a thread that's 100% deep to fit that bolt. Again, this is why you have failures, why you have the heads break off, because you don't have a deep enough hole to connect to 100% of that bolt, and it's loose to start with. It's an oversized hole. Another problem with these cheap dumbbells is the grade of bolt is not the correct grade of bolt. It's not the right type of steel. It's not the right number of threads. It's not the right length to engage all the threads inside the handle. So these things aren't obvious to the person, that's not educated in how to buy equipment, but these things are critical to a quality dumbbell that won't break. So, you guys that own these commercial gyms, don't get upset with these guys that drop these dumbbells and they break. That's the nature of the beast. You should be able to drop dumbbells. I don't mean from, overhead, but if you've got them at your chest, you're on an incline bench, and you've got 150s, you should be able to drop those on the floor without them breaking, especially when you've got a rubber floor, okay? So it shouldn't be a big deal. But if you don't know any better, you don't know any better, and you probably shouldn't be in the business.